Back in the day, people would plant their own foods behind their house or around their lawn. As the society gradually transformed to a modernized lifestyle, gardening would be something last to cross in our mind. Most people will associate gardening with few famous excuses such as time constraint, limited spaces, and burdensome things to do. However, in this modern day, there are solutions and gardening tips for these. In fact, most of the urban society has started to practice these tricks. This growing trend is known as modern gardening hacks. As a young agropreneur, me myself have few experience in giving consultation to my client who seeks my advice on how to practice a simple yet effective modern way of gardening, such as hydroponic and aquaponic system. On top of that, I also receive positive feedbacks from them. Most of the feedback is that they are extremely happy because they have found the best new way of gardening. From my experience and constant research, I have narrowed the reason as to why we should start modern ways of gardening to three main reasons, which are: it is easy to maintain, saving time, and high successful rate. These reasons are the advantages of practicing modern ways of gardening. First, modern gardening is easy to maintain. People normally will assume gardening needs a lot of commitment to maintain its growth. However, with the help of innovative modern gardening solutions such as hydroponic system, it will make your life much more easier. Hydroponic system also does not need growing media because it is soilless system where we can grow plant only using inert medium such as coco peat or perlite. Once we place the seed to the inert medium, we only need to let it grow and wait for a few weeks before we can harvest the crop. As compared to the conventional method, we must sow the seedling, wait the seed to grow before we can transfer it to another medium. In a simple word, we do not have to pay too much attention to it as it can independently survive if we supply it with enough basic need. Apart from easy to maintain, modern ways of gardening also save time. Interestingly, we do not have to water the plant every day like the common conventional ways of gardening. Some of the urban societies are already busy and packed with their daily works and routines. Conventional ways of gardening needs a lot of commitment to be taken care of. It requires us to at least water the plant twice a day, such as in the morning and in the evening, to keep the plant hydrated, especially during dry and sunny days. The failure to do so will only result in failure at the end, and it will demotivate us to continue our gardening hobbies. But by using hydroponic concept, we do not have to water it every day since the water storage already in there. For example, a hydroponic pot only needs to be refilled once a week. For some plant which does not consume too much water, it can sustain and survive up for 2 weeks. In fact, if you place the hydroponic pot under an open space, you will need not to always refill the water as the rain will automatically supply the pot storage with water. Other than we do not have to bother to water the plant every day, we also do not have to worry about scheduling to fertilize the plant. Yes, no need to schedule to fertilize our plant. This is the reasons. For conventional ways of gardening, we must follow certain period to fertilize our plant. However, we do not have to do this tremendous job anymore since the chemical fertilizer already takes place in its water solution storage. We only have to pour and mix the liquid fertilizer into the water storage once we refill it all together. It is easy to remember, right? The plant will also grow with sufficient nutrients supplied through the fertilized water storage. Now, let us talk about the successful rate of using this method as compared to the previous conventional one. Another advantages of modern gardening is it has high successful growth rate. A study show that a tomato plant has 92.86% chances to survive under hydroponic technique after 2 months. This is because all nutrients are readily available for the plant to help them to grow. The roots of the sapling will be placed inside the liquid nutrient solutions. Since the fertilizer was mixed earlier, hence all nutrients could be distributed evenly to each sapling. This will help to prevent competition to absorb nutrient, which may lead to stunted growth and help to prevent losses of nutrient. Apart from that, hydroponic system also helps to prevent fungus attack and disease. By having modern gardening techniques, root disease is also much easier to be controlled if we use hydroponic system. The reason is soil-borne disease could be avoided since the technique does not use any soil as medium. As I've been mentioning earlier, even we use some soil but it's still in small amount and it could be easily replaced to another new one. In conclusion, modern gardening is a new way of gardening which provide solution, especially for modern people like us to still have an opportunity to get this done as a hobby. Other than the benefit mentioned, modern gardening is also being considered as good therapy which may help the mental well-being and reduce stress. Despite of the constraint faced due to certain reasons, modern gardening had opened the way and techniques for some people who still want to play with the soil. I would like to end my speech with a quote from Janet Phillips. There are no gardening mistakes, only experiments. Thank you very much.